Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero, and it looks like the US Patent Office is going to be re-examining the patents put out by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company after they've suffered a huge blow from the Japan Patent Office, or the JPO, where their patents were absolutely rejected. They were thrown out by the Japan Patent Office because obviously they see that both Pocket Pair and Nintendo are using those same game mechanics, and they obviously see through the bullcrap of Nintendo and the Pokemon Company trying to patent game mechanics that many games have used in the past and that many games will use in the future. Now we're going to read this post here from Grums saying Trump may have just saved Palword, admin listens to gamers. I don't know about all that, but let's continue. Recently appointed Trump head of patents orders re-examination of Nintendo's patent due to public outrage, quote unquote. After Japan rejected Nintendo's ball capture patent, they risk losing their US patent on pet battles, which gamers know was never novel or unique to Nintendo and would ban many categories of games, even WoW's pet battle system. So basically having a monster or character fight battles for you would be my guess. What is crazy is that the article states the patent was granted, quote, without challenge to Nintendo. That never happened. So basically the US Patent Office didn't even care. They just simply gave it to Nintendo. They granted them the patent in the US, but the Japanese Patent Office is completely different, and they saw right through Nintendo's bullcrap and decided to outright reject their ball capture patent. I have several patents, and the process is always challenged by the PTO until you satisfy the examiners. This smacks of favoritism by the PTO or examiner and will certainly weaken Nintendo's case. Tron admin racking wins. This is what I voted for. As you can see here, it says U.S. Patent Office boss orders re-examination of Nintendo's controversial summon character and let it fight Pokemon patent, which IP expert claims further undermines credibility of its case against Palworld. And of course, instead of Nintendo and Pokemon Company just simply making a better Pokemon game, they decided to go after their opponents, which is Palworld, which has become a very popular success in that whole capture monsters, have them fight for you type of genre, type of game. And it's interesting that even games like Digimon that recently came out have the same type of mechanics, yet they refuse to go after them. Why? Because Palworld became such a huge success in such a short amount of time and garnered millions and millions of players and sold millions and millions of copies, unlike Digimon, even though I feel Digimon would also be a competitor for Pokemon. It seems that they want to go ahead and go after Palworld, which they feel is a bigger threat to their market share. You know, the pie isn't fixed. Huge blow to Nintendo. Head of U.S. Patent Office takes rare step to order re-examination of summon sub-character and let it fight in one of two modes patent. Nintendo is accusing Palworld maker Pocket Pair in Japan of having infringed 3 patents. The litigation may be motivated by Nintendo's desire to position itself as more creative and innovative while actually imitating Palworld. Last week, we were first to report that the Japan Patent Office has rejected a patent application by Nintendo, citing games like Ark as prior art. That rejected application is central to the patent family, from which 2 of Nintendo's 3 Japanese patents in suit hail. 2 months ago, we were first to criticize the decision by a patent examiner of the United States Patent and Trademark Office to grant Nintendo a patent on summoning a sub-character and let it fight in one of 2 battle modes. In a stunning development attributable to the public outrage that started here on Games Fray and reflecting concern over implications for the reputation of the U.S. patent system as a whole, USPTO Director John A. Squires has personally ordered, at his own initiative, his organization to take another look at Nintendo's U.S. patent number 12,403,397. The director determined that ex parte re-examination was in order because of 2 older published U.S. patent applications, one of which was filed by Konami in 2002 and the other by Nintendo itself in 2019, published in 2020. Either one of those prior art references, quote, teaches a player being allowed to perform a battle in a manual mode and in a simpler automatic mode. So again, Pokemon and Nintendo Company trying to lay their hand or force their hand into patenting and controlling game mechanics in video games, stunting creativity. As maybe the first such order in more than a decade. A re-examination order is not a revocation order, which would not be possible in any form, and even director-initiated re-examinations can result in the patent being upheld, but it is highly likely that the USPTO will revoke Nintendo's 397 patent. The two prior art references underlying the director-initiated order for the ex parte re-examination address the element based on which the original examiner thought Nintendo's patent was distinguishable from the prior art, which means saying that it is completely different from something that came before. Nintendo has 2 months to respond to the order, and if any third parties wish to up the ante for Nintendo further, they can bring their own challenges and present, for example, prior art relating to games rather than the patent document. So basically, bringing in a bunch of IPs and letting people know about a bunch of IPs that have the exact same mechanics that, of course, Nintendo is trying to patent, which is absolutely hilarious watching Nintendo flail around and thinking they can go around and force their hand. And because they're the big bad billionaire corporation, they think that they could go ahead and control game mechanics, similar to how Warner Bros. Has currently the patent for the Nemesis system that is locked away until 2036, which is absolutely silly that any company could ever patent any sort of game mechanics and basically stunting creativity in the gaming industry. The United States Patent Office is set to review Nintendo's infamous patent, which sits at the center of its controversial lawsuit against competitor Palword. As previously reported last year, Nintendo filed a lawsuit against Palword developer Pocket Bear, implying that the indie hit is too similar to Nintendo's popular Pokemon franchise, which is actually a game recently. I think it would have 40% less sales than the previous Pokemon game. Good. The patent in question refers to a gameplay mechanic where a player in the field summons a sub-character who interacts with the field. To be honest, we got into in detail about this here, but suffice it to say, Nintendo appears to be trying to patent the simple act of summoning creatures, summoning characters. And of course, we already talked about all this stuff since Nintendo announced their lawsuit. There's been an overwhelmingly negative response to what many consider to be overreach by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company in an attempt to crush competition rather than improve the quality of their own games. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. I've been covering this whole lawsuit since it started on the channel, so of course if you want to keep up to date on that, subscribe. But it's absolutely crazy that Nintendo and Pokemon Company, and any other company for that matter, can simply go around and choose to patent and take control of game mechanics, especially ones that have been around since maybe the late 90s, early 2000s. Even in games like World of Warcraft, they cited things like Ark Survival Evolve, I believe, and many other games that have had mechanics like this. So that would affect every single game that has a mechanic where you summon a sub-character that we can use in battle. So it's absolutely silly. I'm glad this is yet another blow to Nintendo once again, because they absolutely deserve the whirlwind that is coming for that ass. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, return subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like this video, smash the like button, comment below if you feel about this. Let me know if you're on the side of Pokemon or you're on the side of Palworld. Let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video or go live on the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.